Time to give the devil his due. Hello everyone, I just saw Daredevil Season 3. I'm a huge fan of the first two seasons of Daredevil. Daredevil Season 1 is probably my favorite Marvel Netflix show, along with Punisher Season 1. And I was super excited that they're going to base this off the Born Again comic book series. Now, it's not a 100% adaptation of that comic book line, but there definitely are a few nods to that story. I love this season. It's very different. It's not as action-packed as I thought it was going to be. There's certain directions that really surprised me, but I did like this season because they brought it back to earth. They grounded it, and it's much more psychological and emotional with these damaged characters. More particular, Matt Murdock. He really does have to find himself again. It's not the same Matt Murdock that we saw in Daredevil or even The Defenders, and that's a great thing. There's a recap for those who may have missed The Defenders, but if you saw The Defenders and Daredevil Season 2, this pretty much starts off where the other two shows left. And it's a great springboard. It starts right after the end of Defenders on to our modern season. We also get Vincent D'Onofrio back as Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, and he's more like the Kingpin from the comics than ever before. I love his performance. He's been a highlight in the previous two seasons, and he is great in this. And I also like Foggy and Karen. They're great as well. Dealing with the death of Matt Murdock. They don't know he's alive, so they have to basically continue on with their lives. And Matt Murdock's damaged because he doesn't want to go back to being Matt Murdock. You see a struggle here. He's lost his faith, and he basically embraces the devil of Hell's Kitchen. He's Daredevil. Matt Murdock is dead. This very much has like a Dark Knight Rises vibe to him, with Matt Murdock building himself up. Again, like the first two seasons were really good. I like them just a little bit better than this one. This one, there's certain kind of slow moments and just kind of anticlimactic moments that make it a little bit disappointing, but it's still a solid show story-wise and probably one of the best television shows airing right now. I love this. And the first two seasons, I mean, all of them take place in New York City, but they felt very much like a comic book version of Hell's Kitchen. This one feels more grounded and real. It's almost like the Punisher TV show, or even like the way Batman Begins felt with Gotham City compared to, say, Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. It's in the same universe, it's in the same city, but something about it feels more grounded and real than ever before. I love it. There's some very intense moments, and I like Agent Point Dexter. We have a new character introduced, and he's basically the antagonist of the season. Wilson Fisk is 5 steps ahead of everyone, and this is his revenge. Some very intense and surprising moments throughout the season. And I love it. I love this series. The first half of the series pretty much deals with Matt Murdock building himself back up and the Kingpin rising to power. And I love seeing the Kingpin. He still manipulates everyone, whether he's behind bars or out in the open. And then we have a new character named Agent Nahid. Now, he's a character that's kind of annoying at first, but you do feel sympathy for him. It adds an extra mix with the FBI involved. It's kind of like the Punisher, again, with Homeland Security. There's certain moments of action that I liked better in the previous two seasons than this season, but when it does have action, it is fantastic. Certain moments that are just long, continuous fight scenes. That's one thing I love about this show. It just puts every other superhero show to shame with the fighting. It's just brutal and real, and I love it. The moments of action are well earned, and the story is quite investing. Even though it's 13 episodes and there wasn't that much action, I cared for the characters. You could see why everybody was doing what they were doing, their motivations. And that's what makes it. It's like a Marvel comic. You get to see the villain and hero's motives, as well as making them relatable. They felt like real people. We got to see more backstories. I love seeing Karen and Foggy. We got to see more of their families and personal lives in this season than the previous two, and learn more about their past. Overall, it doesn't have as much action as Season 2, but I like it better than Season 2 because this primarily focuses on Matt Murdock / Daredevil. No Elektra, no ninjas with the hand. This is just strictly Matt Murdock, no Punisher, just Matt Murdock against the Kingpin, and that is a much better season. It feels more isolated. There's not even that many references to the Avengers even. It feels more like this is Daredevil's own self-contained universe. We may have one nod to Jessica Jones, and that's about it. Other than that, it's completely isolated on its own, and it's a wonderful follow-up to the previous two seasons. I love this season, so I give it an 8 out of 10 and an A. It's a little bit underwhelming compared to how I thought it was going to be, but I did like the parts they adapted from Born Again, and there's certain comic book moments that are just fantastic. I wasn't sure about him being in the black suit again. I don't like Netflix depowering their heroes after getting a suit or becoming powerful, but it worked for this. It actually didn't annoy me. It actually was quite awesome seeing him in the black suit, especially when they start trying to frame him later on. I just love Daredevil being in black, just kicking ass and everything. It was just amazing. I loved it. So, if you haven't seen Marvel's Daredevil, totally check out the previous 2 seasons and check out this new season. It's one of the best shows of the year. I give it an 8 out of 10 and an A. If you have seen it, let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Now, we're going to get to some spoilers. Okay, Poindexter being Bullseye was done very well. He was reinvented in the way that Jigsaw was reinvented in The Punisher. I love this character. He was a freaking psycho creep, but he was brutal. And it wasn't cheesy or campy like Colin Farrell's Bullseye. I love Colin Farrell's Bullseye, but like this guy was very, very evil. But you felt sympathy towards him where it was like Matt Murdock and him were part of a mirror image, except that one guy was a psychopath and the other one wasn't. I also like Sister Maggie being his mother, like in the comic books. That was great. They got that from Born Again, and I love that relationship there. Surprised the hell out of me. I thought it was going to be Karen. There's certain moments that are leading to the Born Again storyline, but I did love how they had her history of drugs. It wasn't quite as, say, gratuitous as her past in the graphic novel, but I do like her past and the reason why she's in New York City. I like stuff with Foggy Nelson, him running for DA. But I love how manipulative Kingpin is with the FBI and being 5 steps ahead of everyone. This is Kingpin's revenge in this season. And I also like moments of sympathy, like the lady that had the artwork that Vanessa liked. He has sympathy towards her, so he was much more quiet and contained, but as always, you don't want to make this fat guy mad. When he gets mad, he just absolutely loses it. I love the Bullseye Daredevil confrontations. There is real stakes. That part where Kingpin sets Matt Murdock in the prison is just nuts. Not as crazy as the first 2 fights, but pretty much up there. Like him going through a prison full of guards and inmates that are there, just crazy. Agent Nahid was kind of an annoying character. I thought he was a real asshole because he brought upon this to get a promotion, and then once he was stuck in it, I'm like, yeah, you don't deserve it. No sympathy. But then by the end of it, you really feel sorry for the guy because he really was a guy trying to do the right thing, but just got caught under the wind of it. And that's a brilliant thing because everybody's faith and morality is tested in this. It's much more psychological and emotional. Like, what defines good and evil, really? You know? It's like everybody is kind of broken in their own way trying to survive, and there's certain people that will exploit that, you know. I like that final confrontation with Vanessa and Kingpin at their wedding. That fight was great. Oh man, so many great moments of this series, and it had a great flow to it, so that's my spoiler section for Daredevil Season 3. I still like Season 1 the best, but this is up there. It doesn't have as much action as Season 2 with the Punisher and Electro with the hand, but I like that they focus more on Matt Murdock / Daredevil. That ending, though, with the whole robotic Bullseye caught me off guard. It's a good cliffhanger, but it was like, what? Like, I was expecting a better ending than that. Like, Season 2 and Season 1 had a better ending, but I did love Karen Page, Foggy, and Matt Murdock being together at the end. And it was fantastic. I really thought they were going to kill Karen off, and it really kind of got my heart going. But overall, superb season from Netflix, and I hope we get one more season of Daredevil at least. Fantastic. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are the best Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk. Kingpin Daredevil. Anyway, that's my review of Daredevil Season 3. If you haven't seen it, check it out on Netflix. If you have seen it, let me know your thoughts about it down in the comments below. Again, you can follow me on the Stardust app at Fred Film Fanatic. I'll have my episode reactions on that app. And here's some more videos you can enjoy on my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time. It's about damn time the devil had his due.